Right on the streets of Bloemfontein this morning following violent clashes between police and protesting students yesterday. Students have been protesting against the financial exclusion of fellow students. The Wits Youth League and South African Students Congress feel the university is being unreasonable as several other universities scrapped registration fees. They've also slammed the police following the fatal shooting of a bystander. Now students are threatening further protests.
What we're looking for right here, right now, we want to engage with both government and universities to come with a way forward. And we went to Empire to ensure that our cries are heard and hopefully they come to the table. However, as of yet, they haven't engaged with us as the masses, and we're still waiting for their response. But for now, we're still moving forward until they respond to us.
What does moving forward entail from this point that we are standing in now? What's the way forward?
No, look, our demands are very clear. We want all students to be registered, all academically deserving students to be registered. The Minister of Higher Education announced that first, they don't have money for first years in South Africa. So matriculants who passed well with A's, they won't be able to go to universities because NSFAS doesn't have money. So we find that ridiculous, and we find that posture very anti-poor. So we have very few demands. We want to ensure that all students who've passed matric and have been accepted to institutions of higher learning, they must be admitted and they must be able to go study there. Two, students who haven't been allowed to register in institutions of higher learning, Wits and all other institutions across the country, TVETs and colleges, we want them to be able to register. The Vice Chancellor of UWC has led by example. He has ensured that they've scrapped fees, and they've allowed every student to register, to sign AODs and register. So we find our Vice Chancellor to be unreasonable. We think it's unreasonable, we think it's insensitive for just shutting us out like that. So what you saw today, it was demonstration which was unfortunate because the police have decided to kill a person.
Mamelane, I want to get back to you and also just Austin, in terms of a way forward. We heard a statement from South suggesting that if the demands of South are not met by the 13th, this Friday, there will be a national shutdown across all universities. What's going to happen even tomorrow or tonight?
So right now, I cannot answer on what's going to happen tomorrow or tonight because we're still deliberating on that. But what I can speak on is that as students, we're still going to stand our ground until those people in the offices who are in charge, who would make decisions on behalf of us without even consulting the masses, come to the table and negotiate with us. At this point, we are calling for an urgent call to say that all students who are academically deserving must register. If they allow those students to register today, then they would have helped us a lot. But we still want to continue and take the conversation further to discuss the issue of NSFAS, to say that how is it that you are reducing the subsidy, the money for NSFAS, particularly for first years, people who do not know where to go. There are students who literally applied for NSFAS alone. It was the first and last hope. Now we come and tell them that there's no money. We are saying that these people must go back home. NSFAS funds predominantly black students. Today you are telling us that they cannot be funded, which means that the university is going to fund people who are not of color.
Lastly, I just want to go to the scenes that we saw, stun grenades, rubber bullets while the students were seated with their hands up. Just your thoughts as student leaders from the police's side.
So, you know what needs to happen before you disperse the crowd with rubber bullets? You must first warn them, engage and warn them. When they got the police just started throwing stun grenades and tear gas without engaging with the masses first. First, you must engage, which means that they've broke the law. Now, the state must also hold them accountable. They brutalized us. Students got injured. Students lost phones. So it cannot be that the state does not respond to such.
Procedurally, I think it was flawed. Police just got there. The first thing they did, we were sitting raised with our hands raised, showing them that we're not willing to fight. We are unarmed, we're even carrying stones. Just sitting, demonstrating our dissatisfaction on a number of matters that we've already mentioned before. And then they just came there, they threw stun grenades, they started shooting. There's things like water canyons that they could have used, but they didn't use that. The first thing they do, immediately after killing someone in Bram, they continued to use rubber bullets on us, on Empire Road, which shows how brutal the SAPS is under Minister Bheki Cele.